It's bright and early, but we've got our first trailer for the Fantastic Four First Steps. Let's do this.
Welcome to the Baxter Building.
We make a point to do family dinner every week. Sunday at 7, on the dot, no matter what. We're all here.
Herbie, how's that sauce coming?
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that.
Okay. Okay, is this guy good or what? I want to add a couple cloves of garlic. Not because it's not delicious, I just want to add a little bit of zip, okay?
T-5.
Before we went up the first time, you couldn't turn invisible. Ben wasn't a rock. The best pilot in the world right here.
Yeah. Best looking, he means.
And Johnny never caught fire.
Ben has always been a rock. Johnny is Johnny.
Hi.
And I am right here. Whatever life throws at us, we'll face it together. As a family.
Alrighty, real quick before I give you my thoughts on it, be sure to join me down below in the comment section. Let me know, what did you think about our first teaser trailer for the Fantastic Four First Steps? Also, I did a ranking of all 4 previous Fantastic Four movies on my channel back over 7 years ago. And so if you want to know my thoughts on the previous Fantastic Four movies and what my channel was like in the early days where I looked like this, you can check out that video. It is a blast from the past. I want to give it a second watch, so I'm going to watch it again, and then I'm going to start talking. Alrighty, this trailer's short enough, I actually watched it 2 more times. I ran downstairs to show it to my son before he had to zip off to school, and then came back upstairs, watched it 1 more time on my computer. And this is very much an actual teaser trailer whose goal is to give you the vibe of the movie, establish some of the themes of the movie and the ideas being explored, the journey that our characters will be on in the film, and just a little tease of the threat. And in the case of this one, they knew exactly what people that have been watching this franchise for a while are wondering. How are you going to do Galactus? Like, how can you really do that? Can you go there with it? And as a teaser's job is just, whet your appetite just a little bit, create an itch in someone's brain that can only be scratched by the movie. And so you'd stick in there in your brain for 6 months. I think that this was a very successful teaser trailer. And right off the bat, one of the things that just popped out to me that they told us this beforehand, but just the establishing shots of them just walking into a room makes it clear this is a movie with its own style, its own unique aesthetic. Everything about it looks different from what we've seen before in Marvel Studios. And this is kind of one of the things that has been lacking from Marvel Studios kind of since Phase 1. Phase 1 had a little bit more of an individual flavor to each individual project. I rewatched Captain America: The First Avenger just a couple days ago, and one of the things I've always enjoyed about it is that it did have kind of this very specific aesthetic to the vehicles in it, that diesel punk, the extended long cars, whatever you want to call it, and the use of cameras. It was just framed differently to have a style to it. And later MCU films kind of became a little bit more or quite a bit more homogenous in the vibe that they kind of had. And right out of the gate, you watch them walk into a room, and the color palette, the design of the furniture, the building that they're in, every single thing about it has a unique, distinct look to it. And that is something that kind of been longing for in the MCU, and they really did deliver it. And even in some of the framing of the shots, where there's one brief little shot of the thing walking in an alley, and it's framed at just kind of this tilted angle with his shadow running through the alley, I believe towards some people, which is the way that it's framed. Just a more artistic shot than you see in a lot of kind of other Marvel movies. As someone that my life was changed by Marvel movies, that's not the area where they're necessarily strongest. And you saw that here. Kind of along those same lines, it's a comic book movie that does not in any way seem afraid to be a comic book movie, where the Thing shows up for the first time and you're like, okay. I'm not even quite sure what I'm looking at right now. I'm trying to interpret the way that you're doing this, and the robots riding around and everything like that. And it just leans into the fact that, yeah, it's based off of a comic book from decades past. We don't need to try and ground it and make it look like our reality. We're going to have fun with this. Which also goes back to kind of the framing of that one shot I was talking about with the shadow and everything. It looked like a panel out of a comic book while also being a really good looking shot. So just a number of those. And then, of course, the final one on that is when they previously brought Galactus to the big screen. They didn't. They did not actually do it. They don't know what they thought they were doing, but they were not giving us what anybody wanted out of the character. And we only get the tease, the shadow silhouette, and then a little bit of the head, the back of the head. And the whole purpose of the shot is, look at that scale, and that look. You recognize that head? You recognize it? Like, it is very distinct, and it is also exactly what we are looking at in the trailer. So, like I said, it has a distinct vibe to it while also just leaning into, this is one of the most important comic runs, first family of Marvel. Let's make it real comic booky. Now, kind of from there, you can't, doesn't give you a lot about the plot. You don't get a whole lot of moments with any of the specific characters. You just kind of get the theme that they're going for. And you have Reed seeming to be the one that is more kind of like, because of what happened, we're different. And we're struggling. This stuff's happening. Like, we're different. And then Visible Woman, in her own way, pushing back like, well, I mean, maybe we look different, but this is who we've always been. And we're always going to be a family. So, like, these central ideas, like, you can, just a teaser. What does that look like? What are the conflicts? I don't know. But it's right there. It's pretty, like, we know the vibe of the movie from the look and the emotional journey that we're trying to do with this film. And we know that our threat here is this very comic booky, comic accurate, gigantic man attacking New York City. So, this is one that they've been talking about it for so long. They've been teasing it for so long, and who are they going to cast? And the question is, like, will they pull it off? Like, will it be worth the wait? And clearly they wanted to do something special with this one, that it didn't just get kind of lost in the noise, all the busyness of the other Marvel projects. They wanted this one to be one that cut through and really mattered. And it feels like they might have found it. Even kind of final thought on here, bringing in the creative team, or the director that had worked on WandaVision, another one of the handful of Marvel projects of the later phases that really had a distinct mark that captured something from the past. It's very modern, but it captures something from the past. And you go, okay, there's a lot of reasons to think this could be the right person to do Fantastic Four, but what will that look like? And then you see it and you go, once again, just from our teaser, it captures something from the past. I meant to say this earlier, like, the first thought I had when they walk into the room at the beginning was like, oh, it's like the Jetsons. Like, it has this Jetsons vibe to it. Like, it captures something from the past that also feels like the future, but it's also a very modern film, all at the same time. So teaser's job is to get me more excited without showing me too much, without telling me too much. That is what this trailer did. It did its job. Let me know what you thought about it. Are you more excited? Did it blow your mind? Are you disappointed? Were you weirded out by the look of things? Did it look too campy, or was it like, yeah, this feels right for the Fantastic Four? Let me know all of your thoughts down below in the comment section, and keep talking movies and TV too much. Bye-bye.